Thank you. Good afternoon. I think at least 22 out of us were extremely impressed and inspired by Onagawa. So we decided to take option B and decided to find projects where we can connect with the place similar to Onagawa because it was extremely impressive how it got rebirth from the ashes like a phoenix and became brighter and younger and more beautiful compared to it was before tsunami. There's a lot to learn from that. But if I think about it, if we can relate with Onagawa today, then honestly speaking, at least I cannot. But I can relate with the Onagawa of 11th March 2011, when there was devastation, when there was lack of direction, anxiety, fear, at least temporary lack of hope, when you lost your loved ones. There was so much grief. You didn't know what will happen. The house that you built from your lifelong earning was just washed away. The earning that you were making on a daily basis was no more available. It's very easy to relate with that because in our countries, there are tens of millions of people who live below the poverty line, who make less than $1 per day. They do not have enough food to eat. They do not have sense of direction. They do not have hope. Can that be changed? At least I can't see it in my lifetime. However, I believe that something can be done. Apart from these beautiful places, there is a lot of misery in our countries. But maybe on a scale of Onagawa, for a population of 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people, I think something can be done. We cannot convert our country to Japan or Onagawa, but we can get inspiration from Onagawa. We can see how they get out of the waves and became tall again. Maybe we can do something out for a small community, and over a period of 10 to 15 years, we can transform their life. That is a dream that we have that we want to share with you, and we need your genuine, sincere feedback that would help us to fulfill our dreams. So, Bibek San will start with the discussion. Thank you, Ajimai. Both the colleagues have a village in their native countries. I do not belong to a village, so I do not have this opportunity as such. However, we do have a small garment factory. So I will first talk about the key partners. The most important key partner is already with me, and I have already discussed with him. And there are other partners in our company because if we have to fulfill the dream, the two of us cannot do it. We need the support of our people, but not all the people. We need a support from the people who are aligned with the vision of the company, who really want to have an impact on the society. So those who are living the vision with us should be the partners. And then we plan to select a village, some remote village. In remote villages in Pakistan, let's say the population is 4,000 people, you would assume easily that the per capita income is less than $20 a month. That is the reason they live in such poor conditions. So, with the plan to convert it into a model village that can then be copied by other people also, the first step that I would want to do is to set up a small cutting and stitching facility, which is labor intensive. And when we hire somebody in our operations, then even if it's a cleaning person, they can get $138 roughly per month, which means if we are able to hire 100 people, and previously it was, let's say, 4,000 people earning $20 per capita, that was 80,000 was the income of that area. This will immediately add around 15,000 because 138 is the minimum, which will raise the standard of living of the whole area by 20%. So a small amount can actually make a big difference for them. And then obviously, gradually, we can improve upon it. We can expand the capacity, we can train them better, and then we can share facilities with them. And we can convert them, the people who are able to work in our facility, into happy workers. And there is opportunity for women also to work in a stitching facility. The second idea is to work on the education of the children, which we try to do in our factory also. But our workers come from various places of the city, and it is not possible for us to gather the kids together. So we do it maybe once in a quarter when a few kids come to our factory and spend a day with us. But here we can take a more concerted approach. We can focus on their education. We can try to set up a computer lab where they can study IT, do freelancing. That can really change the life of those people. Then we can also try to buy a small land over there because land is not very expensive in remote areas, and it is already divided due to inheritance. So people who are farming are actually not making money at all. They're hardly making both ends meet. But if we get a land there, by the will of God, we will have better equipment, better techniques, and then we can rent that equipment to other people also. That can also help in increasing the standard of living of the farmers. And then there is another example. This is a village in Pakistan. It is called Thatta Kenona. And in 1990, a German lady, Santa Maria Alina, she came to this village and she saw a traditional doll made by some women and she bought it. And then she decided to stay in that village. And she stayed there for about 5 years. She engaged the schoolgirls. They were making the dolls and she was selling those in Germany. And over a period of, let's say, 2 decades, that village has transformed into the model village that we want to do. And if one woman can do it in 15, 20 years, all alone, or maybe with the help of her husband, then we have a factory, we have so many people with us, and we decide to make a change in the life of 4,000 people. We are very hopeful that God will help us and we should be able to do it. And so, for this option, we will try to focus on various handicrafts, which are very beautiful in Pakistan. And the advantage is that those women who do not want to come to a factory, they can sit in their house and do the work on it. If there are any handicapped people, very old people, or even young children who cannot legally work in a factory, can do this in their house. And if we can channel it, we are very confident that maybe in period of 10 to 15 years, we can at least raise the average per capita to 5 times, which should be a big change for these people. So we need your best wishes and your prayers and a genuine feedback that could help us to achieve our dreams. Thank you so much.